Hey, hey, how you doing, Alex? Welcome, welcome.
Hey, what's going on? Come on, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Okay, cool.
How your day going?
Um, it's all right so far. Some people just came over. They're making too much noise in the house, so I'm testing out this wireless router. So we're gonna see how it does.
You should be fine. If you just said last time you was on the road, it worked real good. I don't know if you had used your wireless router or what, but whatever you used, it worked well.
Yeah. So what's going on over there?
Nothing much, just relaxing this Sunday. Went to a brunch with one of my girlfriends today, so just relaxing, trying to get this information out. When I'm done with this, I got to figure out how to do those end screens.
You said the end screens?
Yeah, like at the end of the videos, you put more videos in. Don't know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Oh yeah, so I want to figure out how to do a personal one that I can add to the end of my videos. Hey Chad, welcome.
Welcome. Thank you. Greetings, everybody.
How are you doing today?
I am well. How about yourself?
I'm well.
Good.
So I gave people a few minutes to get here, so I guess we can go ahead and get started. Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to Tea Time with the family. For today, we're going to be talking about focus and priority. I'm going to go ahead and get started and start off with letting people introduce. So we'll start with Chad. Go ahead and tell people about yourself.
I am Chad Owens. I am a retired human resources sergeant from the Army, retired 23 years last year. Currently working as a human resource director for Piedmont Healthcare, which is the largest healthcare system in Georgia. Live in Columbus, Georgia. Originally from New Orleans. So everybody all about New Orleans. Although right now they're getting ready to get hit by 2 storms possibly. So my concern is there. Married, 2 kids, 27 and 18. My daughter's actually in school in Louisiana.
Oh, wow.
So dealing with everything that's going on with that. I like to get out and have fun, listen to live music, travel, mentor young men and women, and be involved in the community.
Awesome. Let's go on to Jay Money. Jay Money, you there? Go ahead and introduce yourself. You're muted. I can't hear you. So, yeah.
Can you hear me now? My bad. Yeah. I was muted. Girl, what you trying to know?
Hey, you a whole business owner out here. Tell the people about what you do. Like, what kind of trucks and stuff you driving? Like, what you doing with your life?
Really?
That's all I had.
My name is Jocelyn. I am a 9-year Army vet, HR. I took care leaders.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
I currently work at the Tuscaloosa, Alabama Veteran Affairs Medical Center in Tuscaloosa, Alabama. I have my undergrad Bachelor's of Science in Criminal Justice with a concentration in forensics. I am 2 classes shy of having my MBA with a concentration of human resources, and I recently purchased a tractor and truck, and so on the side I have an 18-wheeler that hit the road every week.
That's awesome.
I have 2 kids. Peyton is 8, Parker is 2.
Oh, I thought he was older than that.
He seemed like it, don't it?
Yes.
Yeah. But no, he's 2. He'll be 3 in November.
Awesome. Well, welcome. Alex, since you're the veteran, go ahead and go now. Go last.
All right, hold on. All right, so my name's Alex B. I do like 8 years in the Army, supply guy. I'm not human resources like y'all, you know.
But hey, supply is just as important, man. Just as important.
Yeah, but since I've been out the Army, you know, I just really do more entrepreneur type stuff, start businesses, help people start businesses. Um, that's pretty much the gist of it, you know. I don't want. That's pretty much it. You know. As we talk, you know what I'm saying. If it comes up, I'll bring up some more stuff because it's too much.
It is, but for those of y'all, that is my finance guy. Anytime I have anything about finance, he's the one. He also does nutrition and workout plans. He's the guy. He's the man with the plan. So I'm gonna go ahead and get started. Let's start with talking about defining focus and defining priority. For me, I define focus as the amount of time and energy that you spend towards, you know, doing something or accomplishing something. And then priority is the order in which you know, do your focus in. So if you want to focus on this area, you put it in whatever priority that you want to put it into. So what are your thoughts about what exactly is focus and priority? And what roles that they may play in each other?
I guess you can almost intertwine both focus and priority. Focus could be what you are, you know, what's important to you at that time. Like, you know, when you're younger, you're more focused on establishing yourself a career, your financial, you know, literacy, your financial goals. You know, as you get older, married and have kids, I mean, that focus shifts from that of an individual to being, you know, family oriented, where you're worried about their well-being, establishing, you know, foundation for them, and you know, and priority is what you put emphasis on. You know, I mean, you know, when you transition, you know, as U.S. military folks that transition from military to being civilian, you know, your, you know, priority becomes, okay, hey, you know, whatever is most important at that time, you know, transitioning into being an entrepreneur, transitioning into, you know, going in, you know, you know, working in the civilian sector, transitioning into whatever is, you know, what you trying to do at that time. So, and each one person, the great part about it is everyone has their own list of parties and focus, you know, they are.
Got you. Anybody else? No?
No, I agree with what he said.
So basically what you're saying is there are different things that play a role in what you focus on, like age, maturity, and even knowledge, because I believe if you don't know exactly, if you don't have a whole picture of where you're trying to go, then you could end up focusing on some of the wrong things. So if you say you want to be successful, but you don't know what success looks like, or you haven't defined it for yourself, how do you know if you reached it and if you're even focusing on the right things? What do y'all think about that?
I think where you come from, your background has a definite role to play into your knowledge of what success is. If you've been raised around, you know, people who are entrepreneurs, raised around people who have been successful, that mentality is what you're going to see. Exposed to, I mean, what your view is going to be. I have to say that view can't change as you get out in the world and get out on your own and see, experience, you know, life. You know, those views change, but your initial view, you know, your family influence and where you were how you were raised and where you were raised plays a great part in, you know, your view of what success is.
Well, what about you, Alex? Because you got all the businesses and everything. So, like, what are some things that play a role in focus?
Um, so I will put it in reverse. You know what I'm saying? Your priorities and then your focus. You know, because your priority might be something like I want to buy this house. You know what I'm saying? So if your priority is I want to buy a house, then you got to figure out what you're going to focus on in order to get that house. You know, so I would just flip it a little bit. So with me, when I start like a business or something, or from work, we figure out what your goal is at the end, and then we come up with like, all right, what are we going to focus? You know, so like, you know, some people, for example, a matter of fact, let me give you a better example. When I was doing marketing, when I was doing network marketing, you know, they always tell you that you're not selling stuff, right? So my focus wasn't on learning how to sell. You know what I'm saying? I didn't prioritize learning that skill at all. I didn't even think about it. So I was more focused on, they tell you you're telling stories. That's it. So and I'm trying to figure out how to tell better stories. But then after some further research, so my focus needs to shift to selling, and I need to make that a priority skill that I need to actually learn. You know what I'm saying? So like I would say priorities come first, and then the focus, which which priority you're gonna focus on, because you might have 5 or 6 priorities, but one of them gonna have to take precedence over, and you're gonna have to focus on. You got to narrow it down, focus on one first, and then start shifting. That would be on it.
No, I totally agree with that. And that was one of the notes that I put down, that when you start at your goal or start at your objective or whatever it is that you're trying to do, and once you define it, and then what they call in the Army, you backward plan. Okay, what do you need to do? What is your timelines like? And you know what resources that you need, and then you're able to know what your focus is. And like you said, I think get your priorities, and then you can see where you want to spend your energy at. What do you think, Jocelyn?
I agree, because I can't get focused unless I know for a fact what's my definite goal. Like, because if not, it's just like you were saying, like you can go a long way down the wrong road. You didn't went too far, but you was going the incorrect way or whatnot. So that's how I prioritize my plans. Like I think about what I need to do, and then I write out, okay, well, I need to get in touch with this person. I try to figure out all my resources and do my research or whatnot, so I can know what the steps I need to take in order to accomplish my goal or whatever I have planned. But even if I got 5 or 6 things set up or whatnot, like the other guy was saying, I think Alex was saying, one of them have to take place before the other, so I won't just be all over the place. If that's the case, I cannot focus on something. Like something gonna have to take, trump something else in order for me to put my complete focus on that. Because if I'm trying to have the same amount of focus on everything, something gonna fall through the crack, something not gonna get accomplished, or something just gonna be a complete mess at the end of it.
Facts. But let me ask y'all this, because all of y'all are business people, Army people. So let me ask you this. When you decide to focus on something or prioritize something, how does that affect other things? So for example, I'm gonna tell you about me. For a long time, my goal was to have a family, and it affected my decision makers, it affected my relationships. So how does that, affect different areas of your life? Have you experienced, having a poor focus and it affect like your business or your job or whatever the case may be?
Definitely. And I say I think that's how I live my everyday life. Like with me having so many plans and saying, okay, when I finish this business degree, I plan on opening up this, I want to do this. Having 2 small kids with the pandemic going on, a baby in daycare, I'm working at a VA medical center. I'm trying not to be exposed. I got homework due. I'm in 2 graduate classes online at the same time. And it's hard, but I try to make it to where it's manageable, because I messed up and did take 3 classes at one time, and you could have just You could have blew at me and I probably would have fell over. Like I was lost. I was gone. It was too much going on at one time. So it's a lot. But I basically say I live my life off of sacrifices. I really try to figure out what's worth it and what's not, because I'm like, if I'm trying to dedicate all this to myself and trying to be successful, am I still giving my kids area to do what they want to do? Like, because there was a lot, Peyton was just playing soccer too, and I'm like, I can't be doing everything that I need to do to try to be successful when I know I got two small kids too. They still got to be kids as well. So it's just part of the sacrifice every day.
Got you. What about you, Chad?
Well, I think you have to, you have to write out everything, and you have to find what is your foundation. Heard Wesleyan talking about, their kids. I think if you have family, I think families would be your foundation, because you have to get that support. Without that support, it kind of makes it a lot more difficult, because you feel like you're working against something within. Where if you have the support of your family and goes in your inner circle, it makes you being able to set goals and prioritize things a little easier. Especially if you have a number of things going on. You're in school, work. Also, I feel you, because I work in healthcare. I'm an HR director for where I work, and I have to go into the hospital and sometimes deal with people. And most of the time I call them on the phone and do like we're doing now, and have that conversation. But you have to worry about, okay, hey, if you that, you can do all the things right, as we've seen in the news, done everything right, still get exposed. So you have to prioritize, do I really want to do this meeting, virtually, or do I need to go and have this conversation with someone? I mean, like I said in the beginning, with family, family is everything. And like I said, if you have that support of your family, and that's your foundation. You start building, okay, hey, family, school, if you're doing that, kids activities, if you're doing that, business, if you're doing that, social, if you're doing social, you belong to organizations, or trying to network, do other things, and just build upon, family is your foundation to prioritize. Okay, hey, I got 24 hours a day. I work from this time to this day. Hey, I can't take this call. I can't take, do this at this, or I can't do this because I have in their paper due on Sunday. Those who are the master's and doctor's classes. So, do I really sacrifice, my social, the education? You have to weigh out the pros and cons as to, hey, what's like in the military, the 50-meter target, 150-meter target, 300-meter target. If you're in school, that 50-meter target is, okay, hey, let me get that paper done. That's got to be turned in Sunday. Like my kids have a game on Saturday, so let me do that. So, so you have to be able to balance. I think balance is more important to be able to be successful.
So I was just getting ready to say that about balance, because that's exactly what it seems like y'all are talking about. And then I heard Jocelyn say something about sacrifice, but I wonder, is it really sacrificing? I wonder if it's really sacrificing if you are, what's the word I want to say? If you look for something to be balanced, are you really sacrificing versus just saying this is a priority and this is not as much of a priority right now, but you'll get back to it? I guess because I see sacrifice as it has such a negative connotation with it. And so when you say, just like for those finance people, when you be like, I need to do a budget. And when you say budget, people automatically get that negative aspect and be like, I don't want a budget, But when you say like a spending plan, it's more like, okay, I have this money and I'm able to, direct where my spending goes. So when I hear sacrifice, it sounds more like a negative versus balance, and it'd be like, okay, let's try doing it like this. This is where I'm gonna spend my time. This is gonna be my focus on Monday. This is gonna be my focus at 12, or whatever the case may be. What are y'all thoughts about that?
I would say in the beginning it would still be I would say in the beginning it would still be a sacrifice, because you're building a new habit. You know what I'm saying? So you might want to go out and party all the time. That might be what you normally do. But now, because you got a chance to shift your priorities, you have to sacrifice that for this. You may not want to do this, but you may not want to do this business, but it has to be done. You know what I'm saying?
Amen.
So you're going to give up something in order to accomplish this goal over here. So it's not necessarily a negative. It's more like, what are your priorities lie at, and like, which one is more important at this time? Like, which one is more important? It's not that you can't go out and party. It's just that you got to prioritize what you actually want to accomplish. What needs, there's a difference between needs and wants. You know what I'm saying? So you're going to have to sacrifice some of those wants to get done, get some of these needs done.
Right.
That would be the best way I could explain it.
And that's exactly how I feel about it, because I love to travel. I love to go. Like, you know, I'm a goer. I'm gone. If I got, look, I spent $1,500 on the NBA All-Star ticket, but then I'm like, okay, you could have also put the same money towards the business you could have been trying to do. So I have to say that's a sacrifice, because I mean, I'm still young. It's still a lot of stuff that I found, you know, exciting. I want to go out. I want to party. I'm like, hey, I want to put this like $40 towards, you know, the truck insurance this month, or do I really want to go to the, you know, the Class 6 somebody's bottle of Crown? You know, it's sacrifices. Like
that brown liquor.
I have to say sacrifices, because I don't feel that we're all entitled to do any of this stuff. This is stuff that we feel that we need to do in order to get us to a better place in life. Like, some people have way more money than I do, but just is so comfortable and content with how they are. And I'm like, here I am seeing somebody that's eligible to do it, but I'm taking sacrifices to do it because I want to do that plus more. You know, I want to make it there and, you know, and continue to exceed, go past that. So it's not something that I'm forced to do. This is something that I want to do. So when it's like he was saying, your needs versus your wants. So yeah, I got stuff that I want to do, but what I need to do to make sure after 35, I don't have to clock in anymore. I'm trying to work towards that. That's where I'm at right now.
Yeah, I agree with what Alex, needs and wants. You know, needs are the things that you need to survive. Wants are the things that, you know, they're kind of like luxury. You know,
Right.
hey, I want to go on this trip. Hey, I want to, I want to go buy this brand new car. You know, I want to go, and it's the same kind of lessons that I talk when I mentor young men and women about needs and wants. You know, about, hey, do you really need the $200 pair of sneakers, or do
Right.
you really just want those $200 pair of sneakers? Or do you really want, whatever the case may be. But I don't think, sacrifice is negative. You can look at it as temporary, especially like Jocelyn, you say you're in school. Okay, hey, once I finish these next 2 classes or next class, and get this MBA, you look at the award. Okay, hey, I've sacrificed, some things, but look, I've passed this class or I finished my degree. Now, hey, I made myself more marketable for future opportunities. It's like I invest in the stock market, and I have a lot of investments in my, portfolio. So things that I could be, hey, I can take this money and go do, or I can invest, and be the next Warren Buffett, and have, $1 million+ portfolio, real estate, investments and everything. So you just gotta weigh your options as far as what you consider as risk, versus reward in the end.
Got you. And I like the fact that y'all saying wants versus needs. I want to stay right there for a quick second. So how do you really determine, your wants from your needs? Because essentially some people can say, you just, want to not have to have a 9-to-5. You don't really need to. So how can you really distinguish, you want to start a business, but you don't need to start a business? So how do you distinguish between a want and needs?
I based all of my wants and needs based off of what's beneficial to me in my life situation. Like, I know I have 2 small kids, so I know I have to do what it takes in order to be successful, and to be a good role model for them and to do what I need to do. And so I know while I have 2 small kids, I need to make money. Like, they're expensive as I am. So it's stuff that I'd be like, okay, well, y'all don't need this. Y'all just want this. this, so I need to do this in order for y'all to have this. Like, and my thing is, okay, I've been in the parenthood game for, y'all probably got more years than me, but 8 years at the most. And to this day, I still question, like, am I doing this right? I feel like my only job is to just keep them alive. Like, so whatever flow we go, like, I find out something new every day about motherhood. Like, I just go with the flow, like, because you're never going to have all the answers or whatnot. So as long as I'm keeping them alive, I feel we in the ball game. We doing something right. So I say my needs versus the wants just relies off of what's beneficial for my life and my lifestyle, and what I'm able to do, or I am affordable to have, or what I can sacrifice, or what I can tolerate. I think all that's based between my wants and my needs. Like I have to want something times 3 in order for me to feel like it's a need of mine. If I just look at it and glance and be like, I can try to get it tomorrow, then I just want it. Like, but if something I need, then okay, this is going to, if I get this right now, I need this in order to get to the next level for here. So that's just like with my master's degree. I don't want to go back to school. Listen, forget college. Like, college is overrated. It's one of the biggest scams in the world. But okay, I am, like he said, I am a better pick if I'm working in HR versus somebody that just have a high school diploma versus just a veteran versus somebody compared to having an MBA with a concentration in HR. Like, it's sending me better against my peers or whatnot, and it's helping me get up on a higher pedestal versus me just saying, oh, I just want a degree in HR. No, I'm just not getting the education. I got 10 years of experience. My experience trumped my education already, period, point blank. But I know to get to the next level, I need the degree probably for other adventures or opportunities and et cetera and stuff like that. But yeah, I feel right now that it's pointless. Like, I already got an HR job. Why would I go to school to get a degree in it? But hey, it's other options out there. That's just how I look at it. But
No, I totally agree, because that's how I feel about my doctoral. Like, I don't need it. Like, I can, really be fine without it. But because I want the title doctor, I'm going to school, to get. What you got, Alex?
So I would say like the wants and needs is kind of based around your priorities. So there was I was listening to Zig Ziglar, and he said, you just ask yourself, he was talking about his son, but pretty much the gist of it is, just ask yourself this question: is what I'm about to do going to get me closer to or further away from my goal? If you thinking about your goal, what you want, and you sitting there like, oh, I want to go do this. Well, is that getting you closer to your goal, or is that pushing you further away from your goal? And then you prioritize it based off of that. So that's how I determine the wants versus the needs. Like, is this going to help me advance, or is it just something I want to do right now?
Oh, I love that. What you got, Chad?
Well, like I said, everyone has their own individual thing, what drives them, what motivates them. You have to, and that's what, like, I could say, like I tell people, ask, well, hey, man, you retired and you actually got into the civilian sector in your job field you did in the military, and almost at the same level. How did you do that? And I tell them, I started prepping for retirement probably about 2 years out from the military. Where I started networking, my LinkedIn, resume, talking to people that was already out. So I started building, my plan as to, what I wanted to do, where I wanted to be. I didn't want to move or have to relocate to a whole nother area. So I focused on, hey, I want to target where I want to live. When I went to go in, apply for positions, I know I wanted to go in at a certain level. I mean, you hear stories about people that leave the military and have a hard time finding a job, have a hard time, I knew that I had my retirement and my disability that was going to be a fallback plan to hold me temporarily until I get what I wanted. But I lucked out. I can say that, I lucked out as far as getting into the position that I have. Timing was everything. A little blessings on the other side as well, to where, I was able to fall into a position, and I actually had the job before I started terminal leave. So I can honestly say I probably had one of the shortest terminal leaves ever, 12 days. Took off the uniform last August. August the 1st was my terminal leave started. I started working August the 12th.
Wow.
That's good. It's possible.
It is possible. People, I tell people, don't use what happened to me as your plan, because I can't say what worked for me will work for you, especially now, COVID. I mean, you just have a few more, I wouldn't call them obstacles, but a few more challenges that you have to deal with, because businesses have, because right now the biggest thing is people trying to navigate, because as we, a few years ago, working remotely was a unicorn.
Right.
Now working remotely has become the standard. Even in the military, from what I've seen from talking to people that still, talk to me from the military, now they started working remotely, where before it was like, okay, why would you work remotely? If you did, it was looked frowned upon, okay, why you can't be in the office? Now, look at it, it has become the norm. So now I think people have to be able to navigate, to be flexible, whether they're being working remotely or working in an office. That the difference between the military and civilian life is, hey, producing results. You have to be in the civilian sector. What you do, determines, hey, can they trust you? 1, 2, everybody's not going to do the right thing working remotely. They're going to be at the house, all going whenever. But I think, and that's where the focus and the priority comes in with that. If you're working remotely, hey, in order to be able to be successful outside of the office, you have to prioritize that time when you're going to be online to be able to, meet the needs of the organization, and 2, be able to balance out your day.
Good. I like what y'all said. Your need is something that gets you to the next level. And how Alex likes to see if his goal see if the action or whatever gets him closer or further, from his goal. That's how he determines, his wants from his needs. I love that. That's some gems right there. Thank y'all. But let me ask y'all this. So we said that we start with, our objectives, and then we backward plan, and then, we figure out our priorities and our focus. But I wanted to go back to what Jocelyn said, even about, parenting. So, like, how do you determine your goals and your focus in that, and even in relationships? And so Alex has put on here, several times that he's had these conversations with his daughter, about business, about making money and being an entrepreneur. Like, how does focus play a role in your relationships, in raising your children, and so forth and so forth? Like, what are y'all focused on? Because I do know that there's plenty of parents that's not out here teaching their kids absolutely nothing. When they turn, 18, 21, they're not even productive citizens.
That is true. And with my kids being as young as they are, I have to pick and choose my battles wisely. Like with my 2-year-old, of course, he's not paying attention to anything. If he can go flush $1,000 in the toilet, he's going to do it. Okay. So that's just him. Now with Peyton, she is 8. And I guess education has always been a big thing to me, because I don't remember if I told you, but when I was very young, I was like extremely smart. So I ended up skipping two grades. So I graduated high school at 16. I went to college for 1 year because my mama wouldn't let me leave home and go off to college. So I went to the local community college for 1 year, and I joined the Army after 17. I was like, listen, I just got to go somewhere. So granted, Mr. Chad's situation was a lot better than mine when it came to getting out. But with the mind frame I have always had, like I was trying to be 10 steps or 2 steps ahead of someone, I've been like semi-okay. So with me getting out the military, mine was like, listen, like one day, 4 years ago today, I made cut off the staff sergeant. The next day, I was at the MEB office. They was like, we can medically, discharge you. And I'm like, hold up, like, how long is this? How does this take? So going through the whole Soldier for Life program, I sat down, I did my resources. I did my researches, I got my resources. And granted, I had a job. Like he said, I worked at the VA for 6 months before I retired, before I got out the military, before they medically retired me. So up until I was on terminal leave, I was just, going there to volunteer. But once I went on terminal leave, they started paying me. So I was a GS6 and an E6 in the Army for like 7 weeks, getting both paychecks before I officially was retired or whatnot. So now when I look at my daughter and she's 8, I don't mind sitting there and letting her log on and seeing how often I get paid and how the money come in. But only do that so she can see when we go pay bills, this is exactly where all the money goes. So in order for her to start appreciating the value of a dollar, I started making her see like, okay, you want to keep opening the refrigerator, or if you want to keep flipping on this light switch, let me show you what it takes in order for this to keep going. So she is 8, but she be like, Mama, I don't think we should buy this drink because, you know, the water bill is due on Tuesday. Like, she says stuff like this. 'Cause she, so we prioritize, like in my apps, I got notes or whatnot. I put down, you know, what day the car note due, what day is this. So I sit there last week, I let her count $2,000. And then I also took her to go with me to buy another trailer for our big truck as well, to show her, okay, weekly this money coming in, but you got to know in order to make more money, we have to spend this what we have. So I don't mind. I love to let her see and think that all the money is gone, for her to know, okay, in order for you to do this, you had to sacrifice. Like, we went down to $4, Mommy. She just see this cash. Like, we went down, but we don't have no money. I'm like, yeah, we ain't got nothing in the bank or nothing else. So she understands it. And I'm like, right now I'm trying to teach her the game, so when she get older, she won't go crazy when she find out, you know, with somebody else they got money. You know, she'll be used to count her own money. Like, especially little girls, like, even some grown women now lose their mind when they see a man pull out money. And that's why it's hard for smart men to talk to most women about what they have going on, because most people think that they want something up out of them. And then it's hard for me as well. Like, me moving back home, everybody has always been like, well, Jocelyn has always had money. And this girl, you know, she ain't even 30 yet. She got her own big truck. You know, she got money. She got an Audi and all this stuff. So it's kind of hard for me to even date, because it's so many people out here who don't have the same mind frame. Like, if a dude tell me he trying to date or talk to me, I'm thinking he's just trying to rob me, because most people not there. Most people parents didn't teach them that or whatnot. Like, I was in high school, my mom was teaching me, okay, you in high school, granted, I'm not trying to tell you everything, but okay, you're gonna pay the water bill just for you to get started in life. And I'm glad she did that. Like, I wish she would have taught me how to, you know, change a tire, taught me how to file taxes. But when my kids get of age, that's what I'm doing. When they turn 15 to 16, I'm putting them on my credit. So when they get out there in the real world, they'll have credit. When I joined the Army at 17, I couldn't even get a USAA credit card for $500. I didn't have no credit. Like, and not having no credit is just bad as having bad credit. So I am trying to make sure that they are there when they get of age, because it's some folks out here double my age that's still lost. And I don't like that. They don't sit well with me.
Jocelyn, I caveat off of that. You know, my daughter just left for college last week, so that's why I was getting her set. But this whole year, you know, is the senior year hasn't really been a great one. From starting off the school year last year, this time when she lost her classmate, and one time they dated her boyfriend got killed right at the beginning of the school year. So the first half of the school year was dealing with that, and then getting her refocused. And then now with the pandemic, you know, and having to graduate where they graduated. I can say her school, you know, did put something together where they graduated out in the stadium and everything, and then, you know, all the pandemic and everything. So, but, you know, I told her senior year was her audition year. You know, you see these kids talk about this gap year or whatever. You know, no, this is your audition year. You know, at a job, just working. Oh, I told her, you know, this is how you're going to handle your paycheck, and this is how you're going to save, whatever. And, you know, because when you're off at college, I want you to be able to handle your own money. I want you to be able to do these things without us. So luckily, you know, well, unfortunately, she got, you know, laid off because of, you know, with COVID. But it was a positive thing where she ended up getting this unemployment money for from March until end of last month.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so I told her, hey, with this money, you know, this is what you're going to need to do, you know, be able to, you know, I told her, you know, money, because she got my post 9/11 GI Bill. Told her, look, this is what is going to pay. You know, I showed her, broke it down, okay, your tuition is this. The post 9/11 is going to pay these things. These are the things you're going to be responsible for, you know, with the money you have, with, you know, making sure you have gas in your car, you know, making sure you know, pay whatever you got to pay. Whatever, because I said that is going to be pretty much going to last. Not you know, because everything was paid up front, so the BH money, all that money, that gets come to me. You know, because everything was taken care of. But you know, like with her books, her university, they rent their books, they don't buy their books. I think it was like a certain amount. But I told her, I said, you're going to be responsible for that. I said, I think you can handle, you know, paying for your books. You know, you rent the rental fee. You know, and I say eventually, if you know, put you in an apartment outside of, I say, hey, you're responsible for, you know, making sure that all your bills are paid. I am going to do, like, you know, you said, Jocelyn, put your, you know, kids on your credit. I mean, already that's my plan, you know, to put her on the credit cards and account as authorized user, but don't tell her. That
Right,
way,
right.
we her off when she graduates. So once she gets ready to go out to the world, hey, she has established credit already, you know, with good accounts, that when she goes to apply for whatever, now she has a Navy Fed account, so that's established in the account already that, hey, if you need money, you go apply for a loan or whatever, hey, you have a Navy Fed account and your Navy Fed credit card. I told her, you know, that's how you establish your credit. Did the same thing with my son. I had him go and establish some accounts on his own, served 6 years in the military. And, you know, I had him establish some things on his own. So when he got ready to buy his first car, and come to me to give me a cosign, all I did was, you know, hey, look at the deal, make sure the deal was good. And he bought the car on his own. So, you know, it's all about generational. You should want your kids to be better than you were when you were at that age. And that's the goal, that every generation gets a little smarter, better. You know, generational wealth is something we need to create as well with our kids, you know, with insurance and other things and businesses. So that way, when we pass on, we have something to leave them where they can take that and grow that which you have started for them.
Right.
Indeed. So let me ask y'all this. So focus affects every area of life. For those of y'all who don't know me, I operate that everything is connected. And so even when you're in a conversation, focus is important. And I've seen it so many times. I've seen it where people have a conversation and the conversation is about washing dishes. Let's just say washing dishes. Somebody didn't wash the dishes and now this is the topic of discussion. And so, but somehow they get into, you know, name calling or talking about cutting grass or whatever the case may be. But the actual focus of the conversation was washing dishes, and it never gets resolved because what we call shiny objects start happening and disrupts their focus. So what are y'all thoughts about that? How do y'all stay focused even in communications, even in relationships? Like when you get into a relationship, what is your focus? Like, why are you even joining relationships? Like Jocelyn said, it's hard for her to date because it's hard to find like-minded people. I agree. But at the same time, when you get into it, like, what are you even focused on? What are you even looking for? What is your objectives? Like, what are your thoughts on that?
I think everything starts with yourself. I think the problem is these days, a lot of people are not, don't have a sense of who they are before they get into a relationship. Or they've gotten into, if they're coming out of past relationships, those past relationships are not resolved to where they bring a healthy being into a new relationship. And that's the problem, men and women. A lot different, you know, today, because social media is so prevalent and where people just, you know, they can be whoever they want to be on social media compared to being, you know, and like Jocelyn, like I said, I heard you mentioned earlier about us, be where you are, be where you're trying to go. You know, I always tell people that what you allow to happen in the beginning of a relationship, you set the standard for how that person. If that person's coming, you know, social media text you, whatever, and you never establish that foundation, and then you go right into however the relationship goes, you don't say anything and just allow it to be because you just happen to be in a relationship, and you know you still have these unresolved issues, then you know you're asking for, you already set the standard. You know, I mean, you hear a lot of these, you know, young women complain about the young men today. You know, they don't date, they don't court, they don't do these things. Well, what are you requiring? You know, somebody pop in a DM and then, you know, things go from there, and then meet up and, you know, things happen. And then from there, you've already established what, you know, what your standard is in that relationship. I think everything starts with self. If you're not, you know, on solid ground with yourself, I don't think you can I don't think you can have a constructive and positive relationship with someone else until you resolve in order. And I think a lot of people don't, they're self So for priorities and goals, priorities that should be part. Let me get myself straight first. Hey, let me, get my emotions in order. Hey, let me, if I'm just coming out of a relationship, hey, it's okay to be single for a while. It is okay. I think people today feel like, okay, hey, women, if I don't have a man, if I'm not married, then I'm a failure. For a guy, hey, if I'm 30-ish and I'm not married, then hey, I'm looked at as if, hey, what's wrong with you? So people have to understand. People have to. Your opinion of yourself is the most important opinion. You don't have that positive opinion of yourself. What everybody else is saying is going to always, play into your mindset.
What you got, Alex? You've been quiet.
All right, so on this one, let me be the devil's advocate here. Sometimes when it comes to relationships, sometimes in the beginning you gotta be a little selfish, right? And what I mean is, like, when you're getting to know that person, you gotta think like, is this really the person that I want to even associate with? Like, what's in it for you? What is this person bringing to the table? Are they just bringing baggage? Are they bringing drama? Like, what are they bringing? You know what I'm saying? And if you don't really, if you don't protect like yourself in the beginning, you're going to allow anybody to come in there. You know what I'm saying? They're going to disrupt what you got going on. You may have something positive going on, but then you also got to self-reflect too, because you got to think like, what kind of person, like he was saying, who are you? You got to know who you are and what you have to offer. You know what I'm saying? Then you got to look at that next person and say, is that what you want to deal with? Are they even offering anything? Like, who are they? Who are you? Like, why are you here? Like, what are you talking about? You know what I'm saying? Like, and it's easy because, like you said, with social media allows people to be whoever they want to be. And all you got to do is scroll through somebody's social media, go about 10 posts, and just look at what they're posting about. What type of message are they putting out there? Like, where's their mind at? What do they allow to keep their attention? It's really not that hard to find these people. It's really not. I do it all the time. That's every time I talk to somebody new, even a new client, the first thing I do is I go to their social media because I want to see, like, do I even want to work with this person?
All right.
Like, what type of person is this? And it's the same thing with relationships. Like, what type of, you got to know this person, If not, it'll be just a distraction. It'll hold you back. You'll have some big setbacks. You know what I'm saying? You might mess around, have some new kids, dip off on you. You know what I'm saying? Like, you might get a chick. You might have to kill the chick. She might just get you for some child support or something. It's like, because they're thinking about what's in it for them. And you got to think the same way sometimes. What's in it for you? And protect yourself, and then as you're breaking it down and get more comfortable, then you open up. But in the beginning, you got to really pay attention to these people. I know, I can't tell you some of these stories I hear from people, but I know it's bad. It's bad out here. It's bad. I feel sorry for some of these women. It's bad.
Listen, please feel sorry for us because it is horrible out here. It is horrible trying to date in 2020. And I agree with Ellis what he's saying, because I promise you, like, especially men at the VA, they be like, oh my God, I heard you so stuck up. And I be like, nah, I just don't put up with nobody's shit. I'm not gonna walk by here and speak to you because I don't care to talk to you. I'm friendly, not cool. We can speak, but don't try to hold no conversation. I get straight to the point. I tell them quick, I'm looking for a teammate before I'm looking for a soulmate. Listen, we got to build something together. You just trying to come around and just invade my privacy, my space? Like, what's your goals? And it's crazy because I seen one of my memories on Facebook 2 years ago today. And it said, it was a meme I shared, and it said, waiting to commit to a relationship until you have life experience is a smart move. For somebody that has never been through anything, you won't know how they will handle themselves in a relationship until you let somebody know how to make a sacrifice, how to make a tough decision, who they had their back on the wall or whatnot. It's easy to just be like, okay, I can do anything with this person. I can run over them. I look at guys like this. I be like, you still listen to what your mama tell you. Your mom still pay your phone bill. I can do whatever I want to with you. Like, I need a grown man. Okay, I need somebody that's gonna be like, hey, well, we need to get into real estate. We need to learn how to flip these houses. Like, and I tell everybody I never even talked to, don't do what you do for your kids and your family for me to try to make yourself look good for me. Because if I got to mold you to be the best man to the next girl after me for you to be her husband, then that's what we need to be working on together. So I get what Alex saying in the beginning, yeah, I'm out for self. I'm out for me. I'm gonna tell you my goals and what I'm focused on, and I want to hear yours. That right there determines what our next conversation gonna be about. After that, like, listen, I got to see where you're trying to go. I got to see what excites you. And then don't just text it to me. I want to hear the excitement in your voice. I want to see how your eyes light up when you get to talking about your goals. But you talking about going out to the club every Friday and going to buy some J's and buying a bottle? You do that after we get rich. Right now, we struggling. We ain't got no money. We need to look at 15,000 if it's $0. We ain't got no money. We need to figure out how we trying to flip this 15 to get 30 to now to say we finally got 15,000. Okay, that's how I operate. So because I apply pressure like that, people be like, oh, you hell. Ain't no way you need to be doing all this already. I got 2 kids. Life is short. We don't know the day. We don't know the time. We don't know the hour. You never know. Like, I mean, my kid's dad lost his mom at a young age or whatnot. Nobody was expecting that. She was breathing and living one morning, went to go get surgery. The doctor gave her too much anesthesia. She never made it out of the coma. You never know. So my thing is, I got 2 kids. They're my focus every day. A relationship, you can come on later on down the line, but right now, we're going to talk about me and what I'm aiming for, and then we're going to talk about you, then we're going to see what we can put together. But right now, men got better choices to choose from, but women, we scarce, baby. It's limited to none out here because it's some guys really got life messed up out here. Like, and then they think that I hate the way the black portray women should be because they make it seem like if a black woman getting money, oh, I got to top her, I got to do this. Be happy your woman. Be happy that she out here trying to help you. Don't look at her like, okay, she trying to be the breadwinner. She trying to make all the money. She trying to do this. But then we should be 50-50. We should be 50-50 if it's helping us both 50-50. Other than that, you ain't got to come over here and pay every bill. It ain't all that. Let's just make sure whatever we doing helping us triple to what we trying to get to go to. But all this, oh, you think you this and you think you that. I ain't got time. Cut it out. Let go. Blocked.
Girl, I love that. Why you out here dropping these gems? Girl, I love it. And that's absolutely right. And I shared a meme the other day about how women, if we just speak to y'all, all of a sudden y'all just think we want to have sex with y'all. Like, we can't even be nice to y'all without y'all thinking that we want to have sex. Like, where they do that at? Chad, you have find somebody that you like on your level. Do not come up here disturbing me because y'all be asking for stuff y'all can't even handle. And I am stuff. Me. That's what y'all asking for. And I be telling folks, my kids and my education is first. I don't care what comes. Like, I'm literally not dating right now because I'm in grad school. I ain't got time. I tell anybody. Y'all can try to talk to me, but I don't take nobody serious. My work, my education is done first. Because for one, I'm a procrastinator. That's why I'm on this call trying to figure out what I need to do better to focus. I'm a procrastinator. I got 4 assignments due tonight. I'm gonna get them done. They do at midnight, but I knew about this last Sunday, so I could have been working on it then, but this is why we're here today. I'm trying to focus. I'm trying to learn from Alex and Chad what I need to be doing better. But I'm gonna get done. But I got an A in both classes, and after this, I start 2 classes on Labor Day, and I'll be done with my master's degree. It is what it is, but I'm gonna get it done though. I ain't got time for no distractions though. You want to holler? You must have heard I got $20,000 sitting around. Gone on about your business, boo. I feel you. What you got, Chad?
That's so funny. That Joyce, that's hilarious. I mean, yeah, you see it all the time. With to me, I could care less because it's all coming to the same household. I care less if my wife made more money than I did. I can care less. All coming to the same household.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if you're not trying to share, that's a different story. But I mean, I see, it's all about how you were raised as well. I mean, some guys that have that, have that mentality where, a woman's not going to outdo me, because one, they know they can't. Women may have more drive because you see today. I mean, look at the presidential election. We're about to have the first African American and Asian woman possibly in the White House speaking to existence. And of course you're gonna have her haters. I mean, you can say right now that Black women are on it. They're doing their thing. As I say the Black men are not, but I mean, you see so much negativity, and when you see a Black woman doing well. I mean, look at Oprah. Oprah is probably the epitome of, having started with nothing and look where she's at now. She has her detractors as to some of her views on some things, or because she has done, she to get to the point to where she had to do it herself with her own network, as versus trying to do, with, outside of network, but I agree. That's not here yet. Like I say, if you in class and, especially getting your master's, master's is all about writing papers,
Yes.
and, I'm gonna tell you, when I was doing my master's, I mean, I knew that, hey, my paper was due that Sunday at midnight. Hey, Monday, Tuesday, I may do a little research. I may go out that Friday and do something. But Saturday, hey, I was, I know what I had to do to make sure, that paper was done. And Sunday morning was my proof time. And 5 o'clock was my deadline to have it in that way, in case I want to change something, or in case I had technical difficulties. And my papers were submitted on time, so. But yeah, I mean, some guys, if they used to just, hey, mom, what you doing, or just, trying to, holler at the chicks in the DM and do their little thing, and they come upon somebody who got their stuff together, they got to actually put some work in. They made detract them from pursuing, because, hey, you got your thing, going on. They can't shoot that game to you, it's an easy target, easy access, and think, I'm gonna go over here and hit and kind of just, kind of string her along, let her, kind of just let her do her thing, and expect eventually you got to step up your game and do what you do. I mean, I think the most sacred demographic Black woman is a single parent, because you have more things, because you're not going to just bring anyone around your kids.
Say it again.
I'm just going to bring it in. I think it's a mistake a lot of women make, because they're so overwhelmed with being a single parent. When they do get into a relationship that's a potential relationship, they go all in, because they feel like they got to have that relationship to be able to, to say they're successful.
Right. And it go back to what you said as well about the way people were raised. Like, I have come across so many men or boys that was raised off of survival instead of love. Like, they used to penny pinching, or I need to flip this, or I'm like, you ain't got no auntie that'll help you get $40 towards your phone bill or something. Like, you out here really risking selling a dime bag of drugs for $40 for a phone bill. Either you don't need the phone or something, because you ain't finna reach nothing with me, dog.
Hey, that goes at $40 again. Boy, that $40 is a beast.
It's wrong for nowadays, but yeah, and that goes back to a lot. Like, me and my family, I've had plenty of soldiers I done had to just take out on the weekend. I got one soldier now to this day, me and her still cool. And that's only because I had to pay her rent 1 month after I had got out the military. Like, I had never seen so many people get hacked by their family, money stolen from them. My grandma, she brought us up like this. Like, she always wanted everybody to live in one big house. Like, when I say we own each other car insurance, we can't say, oh, that's my Malibu outside. That's all our Malibu. Oh, that's my granddaddy truck, and he been dead for 10 years. That's all our truck. She has always taught us the value of $1. I'm talking about, I got an older cousin. I helped pay for her college to go to or whatnot, although I'm the youngest. And we just have never fallen out about no money. We all can have access to each other's bank account. And it's sad, because some people don't have that. And I'm like, I've been raised off of love. Try to meet somebody that's trying to date me, but they really need me. I can't raise nobody's son besides that. I can't do it.
I hear you. When I was a recruiter, I can tell you, I went to some homes, some neighborhoods, and I'm like, oof. Hey, I had to put in let's work in that environment to make sure they was, because for some people in the military, it's all about backgrounds. You don't know their background. You don't know, hey, they're the first person to leave wherever they lived at, hey, they live in, 8, 10, 12 people to a house, sometimes in a trailer, and they go on to school. School is their outlet away from being at home because of the problems that go on at home. So yeah, I mean, I've seen soldiers, where hey, they gotta send money home, and their moms joining their bed count had where they come to me, they don't have any money because the mom go to bed count, take all the money out of their account for stuff at home. So we've had to educate them on, hey, I understand that you got responsibilities, whatever, but I mean, you got to take care of yourself too. And I think that's why a lot of these young soldier relationships end up the way they do, because from their background, it's about survival. And, they with somebody that shows them a little bit of love. For some young ladies, they grew up without their fathers. you know, so they don't know what really man's love is. I mean, I tell people all the time, a father is a daughter's first example of what a man should be. A son, a mother's love and how she does is his example. And that's why you see a lot of, you know, men and mamas going, hey, I feel like they want to take care of him, you know, and it, a lot of friction in relationships. So you're not mature to the point to where you distinguish that you know, those two things when you're in a relationship, to be able to say, hey, you know, when you do finally, you know, marry that person or get into a relationship with that person, I'm gonna take a step back and, hey, you know, the one that he's dating, hey, I got him now. You know, you say I'm against you, I'm with you. He's my responsibility now to be able to take care of. I mean, you don't see that a lot, you know, relationships. That's why you see, you know, a lot of young soldiers get married, get divorced a year later, you know, or they have all kind of problems. They have domestic abuse or whatever. They have all these different things that happen because they don't have a good foundation to be able to follow, to be able to say, hey, this is what I should be doing in a relationship.
Gotcha. What you got, Alex?
I mean, a part of it too. A part of it is the way they was raised, but another part is like just maturing over time. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people don't want to mature, and they don't want to grow up. You know, and they're stuck thinking they are the younger version of them. You know, so like me, for example. So when you say it's like struggle, for me, when I was 16 or 17, shoot, my mom left. It was me and my brother and sister by ourselves to figure it out. You know what I'm saying? So I was working at like a grocery store and going to high school, freaking paying the bills. You know, they're freaking but there's the most valuable lesson. This is why I don't have problems with money when it comes to my friends and stuff. But I don't really loan money. If I give you the money, it's because I got it. I don't loan money because my mama used to hit me with this. You know what I'm saying? I gave you life. I'll take you up out of here. I don't owe you anything. But Ma, you just took my money though. You know what I'm saying? I don't owe you anything. And that's how she used to do me. So that's how she used to do me. So as I grew up, as I got older, I'm like, you know what? I'm not going to loan money anymore. It's either I have it or I don't have it. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to just give it to you. But I had to mature fast because, like, if not, I'd probably be in jail or there. You know what I'm saying? When I joined the military, I was full-time gangbanging. I'll tell you right out the door, I was gang bang. They know me for gang banging and guns. You know what I'm saying? So like, I didn't have no choice but to start like maturing, especially after I got my daughter. After I had my daughter, it's like, oh man, I got a daughter now. Now I got to take care of her. Now I'm thinking about all the things I done did. I'm like, man, I don't want her to do this. I don't want her to do that. Then I have a son. Then I'm like, oh my God. I hope he don't start gangbanging like how I was doing when I was younger. Now let me start teaching him this different way and start actually like maturing and start changing the way they do things. Because if not, if we keep repeating the cycle, like half my family is gangbangers. That's what we do. We're known for gangbanging. It's just what it is. You know, so I'm just like, well, I got to break the cycle with my kids though. Somehow I'm gonna have to break this cycle because if not, they're gonna grow up doing the crazy stuff and they might not make it. They might not. So my focus for them is I don't hide the gangbanging background either from them. I tell them, like, look, this is what I used to do, and this is what can happen. Like, do you really want to die? Like, do you want to go to jail over this? Are you willing to do this? You know what I'm saying? You think because you're a girl, gangbangers can? No. You just like everybody else. I'll be a liar to say I didn't get into a few fights with some girls. You know what I'm saying? Fighting little kids, too. Because when you're in there, like, that lifestyle is so bad, and if you don't mature and grow out of it, and you just keep repeating it and repeating it and repeating it, you know what I'm saying? Your kids are going to repeat the same thing. And it's the same thing with money. You know, if you don't break that cycle, like I was never taught money. Matter of fact, no, that's a lie. When I was in a foster home, we did something called independent living skills. And inside of that foster home, what they would do is they would give us a fake budget. And they would say, okay, well, here's your bills for the month. How would you manage your money? And from that, to this day, I still keep a spreadsheet, an Excel spreadsheet of every single bill that I have. And at the end of, like, around the 25th, 26th, I start writing out how much these bills are going to cost. I look at every single bill. Then I look at how much money I got coming in, and I start breaking it down like that so I can see how much money I have left over. How can I budget this money? You know what I'm saying? And I do this every single month, but that was because, like, early on, I'd say maybe 14 is when I actually learned that one skill right there. You know, and we got to pass things like that on to the kids, because if not, when they grow up,
it's going to be like they're going to still be thinking like a little kid. You know what I'm saying? They're going to still be in that little kid mindset, which is then going to cause problems in relationships because they're still expecting somebody to take care of them. They're still expecting, they got that give me mentality versus going out there and actually, okay, nobody's going to give this to me. I have to figure this out. I have to grow up and actually figure this out. You know, and sometimes it is the parents because the parents, man, I hate to do this, but I throw one of my family members under the bus. You know what I'm saying? Every time he's grown with kids, but every time something happens, he runs back to his parents and his parents help him out. His parents give him money. You know what I'm saying? So he can never grow up and actually take care of his business because his parents is doing it for him. His parents are taking care of his kids. He's not really taking care of his kids because every time something happens, he runs to the parents. And they bail him out every single time. And the difference between me and him was I come from the struggle, he comes from the money. So for me, I don't run to my parents. You know what I'm saying? I got to figure this out. But for him, they're a crutch for him. You know what I'm saying? So he's never going to really grow up because they're always there to bail him out. So every relationship he has is going to end up just exactly the same because his parents are still taking care of him. You know, it's sad to watch, but it is what it is. Oh, man, if he's seeing this, can't beat me, bro. But anyways, yeah, you know, that's my take on it.
Oh, so I love that, what you just said. And it goes back to exactly what we've been saying, where you focus on the end result. And that's how you figure out what's priority and what's focus. So if you want your child to be independent, you want your child to be able to do X, Y, Z, then, okay, what skills do I need to teach them? What knowledge do they need? How do I need to change myself, you know, and what do I need to teach myself in order to be there for them? Like Alex said, he had to mature because he was like, this is not the path that I want, you know, for my kids. So these are the things that I have to do so to help prevent them from going down this path. Although we all know that kids are going to make their own decisions, but, you know, what we focus on and what we teach them helps play a role in you know, in their decision making. Because if they don't know, like Alex said, if that's all they know, then what you expect? Like, if everybody around me gang banging, then what you think I'm going to do? So providing them that opportunity, that information, those skills, like Jocelyn does with, you know, with her daughter, you know, providing them those skills and those things that they need in order to break these cycles. I love it. And then I love, oh my gosh, I love what Jocelyn said when she said teammate versus a soulmate. I love it. But that's when you have a focus, you have a goal, you know why you're going into that relationship. You know why you're going in there. Like, hey, you need to add to what I'm already doing. This is what I'm doing. This is what I'm trying to get to. You don't have to do it the way I do it, but we need to at least be going in the same direction. I don't need you sitting on the couch, you know, smoking weed all day. Like, I ain't got time for that. You know, we need to be having goals and trying to go into the same direction. Love it. Love it. And I also heard like lack of focus can lead to unhappiness. Lack of focus or not staying focused can lead to unhappiness in work, in relationships, just in every aspect. So it's vital to find you a focus, make sure it's the right focus, and stay focused and not getting, you know, distracted with those shiny objects. And one of the good things that I heard from Chad, he said, Chad and Alex both expressed this. Take some time to focus on yourself. You have to focus on yourself. You need to take the time to learn yourself, heal yourself, reflect on your habits and your actions and all that good stuff. And before you get into a relationship, especially before you get into a relationship, whether it's, you know, a work relationship or a romantic relationship, because when you, regardless if it's a work or a romantic or a friendship, you got to take the time to learn the other person. But if you ain't take the time to learn yourself, how you going to take the time to learn somebody else? Love it. Love it. So I got one more question for y'all. So I believe that focus plays a role in how you attack a goal, how you plan something. For example, I'm going to take this for the nutrition route. So when you're dieting or whatever the case may be, some people diet for weight loss or weight gain, and some people just, you know, diet just for health reasons. They change their diet for health reasons. does that affect, you know, the longevity of it? Because, you know, people jump on diet plans, you know, like here and there, like every week. And it makes it hard for them to stay on it. So not having a focus and maintaining a focus, I think, you know, determines how long you stay on a plan, whether it's a diet plan or workout plan or whatever, changing your habits or whatever it is that you're working on. So what do y'all think about that? Like, how does the focus that you pick play a role in the plans that you come up with and how you attack that situation? What you got, Alex?
I would say, well, for anything that you're doing, especially if it's a priority, you're really not really looking for the short-term fix. You know what I'm saying? What you're trying to do is make a lifestyle change. So, for example, we'll go with this, we'll argue too, like the diet. So a lot of people get on diets and then they get off the diet. Well, you didn't really change your lifestyle. You was on a diet for a certain amount of time, then you quit, and now you're gonna go back to what you've been doing. You know what I'm saying? And then you gain your weight back, and you're like, oh man, why did this happen? You know, because you're looking for a short-term fix versus a lifestyle change. So really, what you want to do is, as far as the diet goes, you don't really want to be on a diet. You just want to figure out how you can do what you're doing, but make it healthier. You know, if you're eating 5 Snickers a week, change it to 3. You know what I'm saying? You're eating ice cream every day, maybe eat once or twice throughout the week. You know what I'm saying? And then you want to start slowly changing the lifestyle. And it's the same thing with like business or making money or anything like that. You know, if you get money, right? For example, a lot of people paycheck to paycheck, right? You get money, you spend up all your money, this, that, and the third. Well, when you get more money, look, income tax is a perfect example. Income tax comes around every year. People get that lump sum of money, and what do? They go spend it up again. They blow all the money because they didn't change the way they think about the money. They didn't change the lifestyle. They got a short-term fix. Oh, I need more money. Well, you got more money. Well, what did you do it for? You went back to what you've been doing, spending it all up on stuff you don't need. You know what I'm saying? So I would say the focus would be to change the lifestyle. You know, if you want more money, you got to figure out little things you can do with the money you have to either make it multiply or figure out new ways to save it or new ways to invest it or something in order to get that more money. So therefore, when you have that more money, you don't just go and spend all the money. Now you broke all over again. You know, that's what everything though. That's what going to the gym. You don't just go in the gym one day and say, hey, I'm going to go 100% today, and you're going to be so sore you can't go for the rest of the week. You know, you pace yourself and you start slowly changing that lifestyle to a healthier lifestyle, and then you'll be more consistent with the gym. So that's my take on it.
Got you. You got something you want to add, Jocelyn?
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Oh, no, I agree with everything that he said because, like I say, it's easy for people to just pick and choose, say, hey, I want to do this or I need to do this, but you also have to find the motivation to help you keep everything paced. So it's easy for us to say this and the third, that this is what I need to do, this is what I'm aiming for, and then the hardest part, of course, is always starting or whatnot, but you got to figure out how to start it and just maintain it. You can't start it and then think overnight, okay, tomorrow I did 50 push-ups today, tomorrow I should be able to pick up a big truck. It don't work like that. Like, you got to know how to pace yourself. And I think that's our biggest issue. Like, with me, I'm so proud of myself because I have really found out how to learn how to just slowly progress in everything, like without rushing to say I want to do this. So when I decided to buy the big truck, it's crazy because I've been interested in this like almost 2 years now, but I just finally did it last month. And so I was like, okay, let me pace myself. Let me make sure I'm here. Let me make sure financially I'm here. Personally, I'm here, educational wise, I'm here. Let me make sure if I get this big truck off the road, I know exactly what I plan on doing with the money. I plan on trying to open up a funeral home. I want to do an overnight daycare. I want to get into real estate. I want to try to get with the police department to try to find a building or place that I can get to figure out where I can house domestic violence victims. Because after doing my research, I realized a lot of people end up getting killed in relationships because they feel like they don't have nowhere else to go or they don't have the resources or whatnot. So I want to give the police department and say, hey, what do y'all do when people actually call y'all for domestic violence? They can't take them nowhere, so they leave them there. And then you got to read about next week, little Brittany that got killed by little Pookie because she was writing something crazy on Facebook. Like, let's save who we can. But stuff like that helps motivate me in order to, okay, once you get this business degree, Jocelyn, you need to be trying to do this, then the third. Like within the next 5 years, I want to open up 7 businesses because I ain't clocking in nowhere after 35. Do you hear me? I ain't doing it. Period, Pooh.
Okay.
And so, I plan on getting 3 big trucks or whatnot. And that's my money come in. That's what I plan on doing. I want to open up a resource center, but I'm like, okay, steps to this, step by this, step by that, do my research, do this and do that or whatnot. But it's hard. I think that's most people's biggest issue with just thinking that, okay, once I start this, by next week I should be here. Like I tell everybody, trust the process. Trust the process, trust the process. That's like my life motto. That's my goal. That's my go-to. Even when I hate school, I log on and be like, okay, I understand. I got a 9 to 5 and a 9 to 8. Let me just trust the process. Like, please, it'll be over with soon. That's my go-to. Trust the process because it's so much we want to happen overnight, and it don't work like that. Like God don't even work like that. So it's a lot that we have to do, and I just try to be like, most of us need to find more faith in ourselves so we can know, we can know what to expect. Because when you out here just living off dreams and hopes, ain't no telling what you think about yourself. I'd be like, damn, I'm kind of ugly for real. Girl, I thought I was so fine. I had my hair did. Like, I'm a realist. Like, I keep it real with myself because if I don't keep it real with myself, then I'm not going to be able to tell what somebody else not keeping it real with me. So I do that. Like, I can look in the mirror like, child, not today, dog. Not today. Yesterday you had them, but not today.
I love it. I love it. Chad, you got something you want to add or you good?
Well, I can definitely say that, with work, working out, like Alex said, healthy lifestyle. We all know people, with their struggle, especially if people still in uniform, they got to make height and weight, they got to do these things. But I can definitely say from transitioning from the military civilian life, I still maintain, but I had to do it a different way because of after 23 years, the body's taking a pounding. So some of the things I did when I was 25 and 30, I can't do those things anymore. I just had knee surgery last summer, so I can't run. So I had to transition to a different form of cardio, which I use the rower. With rower now, which I think is a good thing. All about intensity. And what you do with your, when you work out, you do those things. But you have to start somewhere. Because you can work out all you want to. If your diet is not on point, you can work out all you want to, and you're not going to produce any results. So you have to be able to have that balance and have that, what's your motivation? Now that I'm not retired, my motivation has to be able to, still, be active and still do things, with out in nutrition and all those things. But because they have to have what the end results from it. A lot of people do make the mistake of, hey, let me do this quick fix, let me lose these 10 pounds by tomorrow, or whatever, by starving themselves and doing all these crazy diets. And all they need to do is really, if they change the eating habits a little bit, stay active, their results will happen, without even them even trying. A lot of people don't look at it like that. Everybody wants the results today. You didn't gain them 10, 20 pounds overnight, so you're not going to lose them 10, 20 pounds overnight. And that's the way people look at it, So that's my view.
I love it. So pretty much what y'all are all saying. Focus on the big picture. Too many times, we focus on the small things, on the leaves of the situation, and when stuff is not going the way that you want it to go, you lose motivation. But if you focus on the big things, like Alex said, focus on the lifestyle changes, focus on changing the habits, focusing on the bigger things, then you're able to start changing the little things. So even with weight loss and all of that, but the overall thing is to have good health. And, you know, the leaves is the weight plan. You know what I'm saying? And so when you focus on your overall lifestyle, your overall, you know, health, then you can start, okay, I need to change my diet. I need to change this. I need to do that. I need to go get my checkups. I need to, you know, go to the hospital and get, you know, my blood checked and make sure my vitamins are good or whatever the case may be. But when you do that big focus, it allows you to get the leaves done, to get the overall mission done. So I love that. And like I said, finding that motivation to stay on the journey. Oh my gosh, it is definitely a journey. And you'll hear me say that all the time. Life is a journey in itself. And so even when you are trying to accomplish a goal or a task, that's still a journey. You know, starting a business, it's a journey. Working at a job, it's a journey. It's a process. First of all, my biggest thing, enjoy it. You know what I'm saying? And when you understand that it's a process, you're not as uptight. You're not as expecting overnight results. Like Chad said, you didn't gain 10 pounds in, you know, one day. It happened over time because it's a journey. Everything's a journey. Everything's a process. But we didn't got so caught up in, you know, this microwave world that we want stuff just like that. And it doesn't happen like that. And then also during the journey, it allows you to evaluate stuff. You know, are my actions, is my focus really accurate? You know, to actually get the results that I'm looking for. Am I doing the right things to get this business started? Should I shift my focus on to getting license or certifications versus doing this? So it's good to, once you understand that it's a journey, it's a process, you're able to evaluate to make sure that your actions, your thought process, your behavior is all conducive to you reaching your goal. I love it. I love it. I love it. So as we get ready to end, I ask y'all, what do y'all have to say to the people? Like, what are the last few things that you want to say, and include some tips to help people stay focused or help them prioritize things? Let's start with, we're going to leave the vet for last. Let's start with Chad.
You have to, I'll leave you with, you know, you have to be able to be flexible, be able to, you know, leave room for error, because not everything you do is always going to turn out successful. And you can't get frustrated by it. You have to look at it as a learning, I call it educational moment, because, you know, you saw the route you took, you saw maybe the mistakes you made, and then you correct those mistakes to where you're successful the next time. That's what you're solving. In dealing with people, you know, if you're in a customer service based business, you know, people first, business always. You know, because I feel if you put your customers first, you know, and take care of them, and everything else is going to fall into place. You know, for life in general, you know, I first, family always, and you know, and that's just my motto.
What you got, Jay Money?
You're so silly. My bad, my bad. Okay. Anything I would say, of course, always trust the process. Don't be afraid to do anything alone. But if you do something with people, make sure it's like-minded people. Always put yourself first, even if you appear to be selfish or whatnot. Don't be afraid to, you know, not go with your dreams or your goals. Also, don't be so quick to tell people about your ideas as well. Let's see. You know, self-reflect, self-meditate. You know, write out stuff, prioritize. Don't get lost. It's okay to be confused. Do research. You know, try to figure out what to help you prosper. You know, and get to the next level. And just make sure you give it your all. If it's something that you want to represent you, or if it's something you want to help take care of your kids in the future or whatnot, just look at it like Like how I used to look at HR actions, process everything as if it's your name on it. Don't ever mess up anything just because it may not seem important to you. Do everything as if you're doing it for yourself, and you'll go far in life.
What you got, Alex?
All right, so pretty much my message for people would be, I talked about a little bit throughout this week though. Don't let these underachievers make you feel guilty. And what I mean is, like, focus on your goals. You know what your goals are, you know what you want to achieve, and those are your goals. Don't let somebody come in and deter you from achieving your goals by trying to guilt trip you. Some examples would be, somebody might say, all you think about is money. All you think about is this. All you do is this. All you do is that. Don't let them deter you from actually achieving your goals. Just stay focused. That's all I got.
Got you. I love it. I love it. So for me, I want to say focus is important because it helps you achieve. It helps you get the results that you want. It helps you accomplish your mission. So without focus, it can lead you to depression, anxiety, sadness, happiness, all those different emotions. So focus is just as important as balance and prioritizing and everything else, because you can have everything that you want prioritized, you can have all your goals, but if you lack focus, don't think you're gonna make it to where you're trying to get to. And like Jocelyn said, I like that. Write down your goals and your objectives. Write it down, so you know where you need to focus at. It will help you prioritize. One of the other things that Alex had brought up, on our last talk when we was talking about time management, and I'm gonna say it again here, track your time. Like, what are you doing all day? Look for areas where you can change or shift your focus or whatever the case may be, or you can prioritize. Be like, oh, I don't really need to do this on Friday, so let me shift. Let me do something else. I spent 5 hours watching TV. Let me shift my focus from, watching TV to doing something else so I can get these goals accomplished. So track your time. Write down everything you're doing. Just like if you was doing your budget or whatever, sit down, track the time. It is our priority. It's vital, 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 vital. So I don't see any questions from the audience. Does anybody have any businesses that they want to put out? I know Alex does. I don't know about Chad or J Money. You do? Go ahead, Chad. Oh, no, you good? Alex, you want to promote, or you good today?
Man, my computer acting crazy, man, because I'm on this daggone thing, so I can't really put it across the screen. But just add me to your contacts. If you go to this website, www.alexborgella.com. I'll spell that for you. ALEX, B as in boy, ORG as in girl, ELLA.com. It'll pull up my profile, and then you can just click the button to add me to your contacts. If you got any questions, just send me a text message, hit me up on social media. Yeah, I talk to everybody. So let's get it.
Got you. So for those of y'all who don't know, I'm P. Gibbs, lifestyle coach. I'm here to help y'all, get to the next level in your relationships, in your life, help you focus on yourself to get there. As we all said, if you're not right, then it's going to be hard to do anything else in your life. So you need some help, you can always DM me, email me, info@pgibbsles.com. I'm here for you. And I'm going to leave y'all with this before I go. Look for your teammate. Like J Money, I love it. Look for your teammate. Make sure you got your village and your support system there. Somebody that's going to help push you to where you're trying to get there, where you're trying to get to. Anything else before we go ahead and go? I'm going to go ahead and end this. Nope. All right. Thank y'all for joining. I really appreciate y'all. The audience appreciate y'all. We love the gems that y'all brought. Y'all have a good day. Bye.